All right, Wilson, let's get this week started. We're a little behind. 6:32 downtown, 17 degrees. Here's a look at First News. Fair, accurate, you get the damn truth. A 4-man accused of staging that Russia concert hall attack that killed 130 appeared in a courtroom in Moscow, and they were beaten severely. All 4 are charged with terrorism. 1 appeared to be barely conscious. Court statements said 2 of them accepted their guilt immediately. The authorities formally charged the men with committing a group terrorist attack. The offense carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Moscow's Basmy District Court ordered that the men, all of whom are citizens of Tajikistan, be held in pretrial custody until their court appearance on May the 22nd. There are aid groups visiting hospitals in Gaza, said it's an unmanageable situation right now. The emergency medical team organized by 3 aid groups spent 2 weeks there carrying out surgeries and other care. Now, they haven't commented yet on the condition of all the people that were hurt and killed in the attack on Israel on October 7th. Just Gaza. We're not getting any reports from Ukraine about the people who've been displaced, who are starving, who have been killed and maimed. Nope. Only in Gaza, folks, because that's their objective right now. And listen to this crap. As President Joe Biden campaigns for re-election at a furious pace, his rival Donald Trump is behind closed doors right now. Trump has held just one single campaign event since he locked up the nomination. But Biden, meanwhile, he has been barnstorming the country. Listen to that. Huh? A differing approach underscores the deficits each side must overcome as Trump faces a serious money shortfall, while Biden is working to combat persistent voter concerns about his age. God, you people who write this stuff. North Korea said Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has offered to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un as soon as possible. Parliamentary session, Kishida said a meeting with Kim is crucial to resolve an abduction issue and also kind of ease relations between the country. North Korea senior official said there will be no breakthrough as long as Kishida's government is engrossed in an abduction issue. President Trump, when he was president, met with Kim Jong-un numerous times. In fact, walked into North Korea. First man to do that from the U.S. in 70 years. Joe Biden has had no trips, no conversations with Kim Jong-un. Had some violent weather move across the country again over the weekend. Winter storms, gusty winds, hail, rain hit all over the place. Southern California, they had 60-mile-an-hour winds out there over the weekend. Heavy snow in the Sierra Nevadas where they need it. Lake Tahoe got a foot of snow. Mammoth Mountain got 18 inches of snow. 60-mile-an-hour winds closed down that ski resort. Police across the Northeast reported there were hundreds of traffic accidents as drivers grapple with icy roads. Boo-hoo. Hey, guess what, everybody? They had icy road conditions in New York. Let's give it all a big collective boo-hoo together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Boo-hoo-hoo. They had icy roads in the Northeast. Oh, gosh. They can't handle it. Bunch of sissies. Our snowstorm moved through. Yeah, we had some traffic accidents and some problems, but it happens this time of year. Donald Trump said he has almost $500 million in cash, but he'd rather spend it on his run to fix the country. He hopes to have the court excuse him from his requirement that he prove that he's good for the money while he appeals his verdict. A crazy judge in February found that Trump lied about his wealth on financial statements, even though there was no proof of it, even though the banks and everyone who secured the loan testified in the court, said he was a great borrower, paid them back. They did their own analysis of his property. Judge didn't care. He's getting the bone thrown his way once in a while by the Democratic Party, and so they're trying to stick with it, trying to break him, trying to derail a presidential nomination. No doubt about it. That's all this is. We'll find out later on today, possibly. 2 crew members on a Holland American cruise ship died during an incident in the ship's engineering space. The crew line said the members died Friday while the New Amsterdam was at Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas. Deaths are being investigated. Cruise line didn't offer any more details about how it happened there. The ship set sail out of Fort Lauderdale on March 16th for a 7-night trip, but they'll investigate. Authorities said that an 18-year-old California man who survived a mountain lion attack, killed his older brother, is expected to recover. The death on Saturday in a remote area northeast of Sacramento was the first fatal encounter with a mountain lion in California in more than 20 years. It doesn't happen much. El Dorado County Sheriff's Office said a younger man called to say he and his brother were attacked near Georgetown. The older brother died at the scene. The other underwent surgery. California Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Warrens found that cat and killed it immediately. You know, I saw this article and I read all the comments under the article over the weekend. People were going, what were you doing in their area anyway? Mm-hmm. And how could one brother stand by and let a mountain lion kill another brother without fighting it off? There were 2 of them there. Don't you have a stick or something that you could beat the mountain lion with? I mean, the people were all really basically defending the mountain lion in its own habitat, its own territory, and they want to know the rest of the story behind it. Well, today there's a big news conference. Shohei Ohtani plans to speak to the media today for the first time since the illegal gambling and theft allegations involving the Dodgers star and interpreter. The interpreter was fired by the Dodgers last week when the team opened the season. Manager Dave Roberts said he's glad Ohtani will speak to what he knows and will give his thoughts on the situation. He received a huge cheer as he walked to the plate the first time on Dodger Stadium on Sunday in an exhibition game. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting for me to watch how Major League Baseball handles this. The IRS is now investigating it to see what happened with all the money. And he's going to give a news conference because, as you know, baseball, Pete Rose bet on baseball and his team to win, by the way, and they banned him for life.
Right.
This is the biggest star in Major League Baseball, worth billions of dollars to baseball right now, bringing in revenue, merchandise from all around. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this guy in this situation. You know what's going to happen, folks. Follow the money trail. European Union regulators opened up an investigation into Apple, Google, and Meta under a new law designed to stop big tech companies from cornering the digital markets. The European Commission, which is a 27-nation bloc, said they're investigating the companies for non-compliance with their Digital Markets Act. Conservatives calling for a boycott of Tyson Foods after Tyson said false claims spread online about them hiring 52,000 illegals. The company, they said, has no such plans. Tyson has committed to hiring 2,500 refugees in the U.S. over 3 years as part of an agreement. It requires all of its employees to be authorized, though, to work in this country. Fast food chain Chick-fil-A backtracked from its decade-old no antibiotics ever pledge intended to help prevent human resistance linked to the use of drugs and livestock production. Instead, the company said they'll embrace the standard now known as known antibiotics important to human medicine. I wonder if they have to pay a tax for every chicken. You imagine, like Tyson Foods, that they had to pay a chicken tax for every chicken? Because these guys got millions, hundreds of millions of chickens.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have to pay a chicken tax.
Probably.
Anyway, Chick-fil-A says we don't use any antibiotics that would be important to human. Livestock producers have long used antibiotics to boost rapid weight gain in animals like chickens, pigs, cows, and sheep, although many nations, including the United States, now have begun to restrict that practice. I don't know who wrote this, but livestock producers don't use antibiotics to boost weight gain, and they use hormones to boost the weight gain.
Okay.
The antibiotics are used to treat the animals from when they get sick or a disease. But to use like a Ralgro or something to boost weight gain is a hormone. It's not an antibiotic, so I don't know where they got that from. There's new European rules, folks, now in place aimed at protecting our dwindling forests and how the world gets their coffee. Experts said we have new rules now requiring companies, you provide more details that your coffee that you're selling to us is not linked to a deforestation project. This stuff is just out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Out of control. It will exclude small farmers, and there are 6 million of them worldwide, who might not be able to provide the expensive data. Some countries, like Vietnam, started preparing for the changes earlier. Others, like Ethiopia, may lose out to countries where bigger players dominate, but they want to make sure in Europe that the coffee, if you sell coffee here, it wasn't grown in an area that was deforested. And I don't know how they're going to do that. Nissan's announced plans to expand their electric vehicle lineup and develop more powerful batteries. The company's chief executive said the ARC is their plan. It's a pathway to greater sales by 2030. All these dealers and all these manufacturers have a gun pointed at their head by the Biden administration to increase their sales by 2030. Folks, that's only 6 years away. They want 55% or so of all cars to be electric. Global shares lower so far today. Oil was down. Gas prices are climbing. Average gallon of gasoline now in the United States at $3.61. Wyoming's governor vetoed a bill that would have erected significant barriers to abortion should it remain legal in this state. The bill was rejected by Governor Mark Gordon. Would have required facilities providing these surgical abortions to be a licensed center. Gordon said the bill was subject to legal challenge. He also signed a ban Friday on gender-affirming medical care and transition for minors. That puts Wyoming now and at least 24 other states with restrictions on such care to these youngest of young children. And if you went to the movies over the weekend, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire took in $45.2 million in ticket sales. That's right. The number one film over the weekend. And Dune Part 2 was number 2. Kung Fu Panda, number 3. Immaculate, number 4, and Arthur the King at number 5. So there you go, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. But that's not that must be an animated one, huh?
No.
It's not?
No.
It's not animated.
No, Bill Murray's back in it.
Is he?
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd's back.
Huh.
Paul Rudd is the main Ghostbuster, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Well, it took in $45 million over the weekend, so dang it. I should probably go see that one, too.
Now, see, I just watched The Equalizer over the weekend again with Denzel Washington when he kills all those people with tools. From Home
yeah.
Depot.
Isn't that great? Huh? Love that. Guy backs into a drill.
In sports, more basketball today. The women are playing today. Iowa will take on West Virginia. And Iowa is in the same bracket as LSU. I watched a little bit of the LSU game on Saturday. Angel Reese said that might have been her last game on her home court because she's talking about going pro. But they come through the same bracket together. A lot of the people on ESPN are saying Iowa kind of got a bad deal because there's a lot of tough teams in that bracket. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina is on the other side. And then Loyola Sacred Heart's Reynolds Johnson named Gatorade Boys Basketball Player of the Year. He's a 6'6" power forward. They went undefeated this year and won a state championship back-to-back.
Wow. Well, we're going to start a little slow warm-up today. 28 degrees. That is well below normal. Usually this time of year, we're 51 or so. 37, partly sunny Tuesday. Wednesday, we're back to normal, 52 and partly sunny. Maybe some more showers again over the weekend. Downtown now, it's 17. And it's chilly out there with that wind, 648. That's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. One Line Monday today. Thanks for tuning into the Cat.